Well, happy Tuesday to one and all. I hope everyone has been having themselves a wonderful Tuesday so far. I know I have. I know I promised you all that I would be making videos on Donald Trump and Tucker Carlson, and I have been meaning to make a video pointing and laughing at Lauren Southern's recent divorce. But all those are going to go on the back burner, because I have a very special announcement. This Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, yours truly is going to be collaborating with the one, the only, the queen of karma herself. Oh yes, folks. Alistair Mycroft and motherfucking Beth Gibbons are going to collab. To do what, you may ask? Point and laugh at Warhammer. It's been a long time coming. Some of Queen's fans have been dying for this moment. And this Saturday, we're going to make their dreams a reality. But I figure, let's go over some Warhammer videos to get ourselves in the mood for this Saturday. Now, shall we? What I got lined up today is a brand new video from Warhammer just published, simply entitled Firmly Against Southern Calvinism. I've already watched the video, and as always, it's pretty fucking bonkers. So let's get into this bad boy, shall we? Oh, as you can see here, our boy has discovered the ability of a green screen. There, he'll say it's his real place, but again, this is the guy who blames the government for not getting him a job, a girlfriend, or an apartment away from his mommy. So, but apparently he has some cash on hand to get himself a green screen there. That's lovely. Or maybe StreamYard can give autistic people like Warhammer a fucking green screen. I don't really know. I don't fucking know at all. Anyway, let's continue.
I am still a hard man. Alright, so I am very thoroughly against the Calvinism and Protestantism. The Baptists, the Methodists, Calvinists, all that.
I'm fucking against Calvinists. Fucking against Baptists. Fucking Protestants. Also against Queen of Spades' husband there. I think maybe you gotta stop spending all of your hard-earned cash that you steal from your mother's purse. I think you gotta stop spending all that cash on some cocaine. Maybe save up so you can finally get an apartment away from mommy there, champ. But yeah, you heard the man. He's against Calvinism. He's against Protestantism. He's against baptism, which is interesting because if my memory serves me well, last year Warhammer was a Baptist. Which kind of makes me wonder what the Warhammer of the past would have to think about the Warhammer of today. How the Warhammer of the past would feel about the Warhammer of today shitting all over baptism. There. Very curious.
Stuff in the southern United States. We at the Forge are against you. We are opposed.
And by we at the Forge, you mean DJ Keem, Ghost of Nicolo, Chauncey Fatstick, and that guy that runs that fucking John Bolden parody account. So there's about four people in Forge Gang, not including Warhammer, that are all conveniently anti-Calvinist, Baptist, and Protestant. Okay.
To the influence of Ultra or hyper-Calvinism in the American.
You notice how Warhammer doesn't throw in Mormonism in there too? Notice how he doesn't add Mormonism into the salad there. Very curious. You would figure Warhammer would have thrown Mormonism in there because of his ongoing blood feud with Mormon Shaggy there. But very interesting that he did not indeed choose to throw in Mormonism. Very strange.
American or the U.S. South. And specifically, this is just me as a person. I am speaking for myself, but I will not fight for a region of America that professes to be Protestant. I am in the process of becoming Catholic, and
I'm kind of curious what's going to happen the minute the Catholics do something that Warhammer doesn't like. Do you think by then Warhammer will just throw his hands up into the air and say, fuck Christianity? Fuck Christianity. I'm going to become Muslim now. Is he going to be unironically a Muslim now? Is he going to follow in DJ Keem's footsteps to become a Muslim? I hope so, because that would be fucking funny.
very interesting that a lot of these the faces of the opposition, Jay Dyer and Southern Israelite or Drake Alden Shelton, a lot of these people, not all of them, but a lot of them are from the southern United States. I'm actually more in the Southwest myself. I'm actually closer to Arizona and to New Mexico. So maybe there's an exception in that regards, but regardless.
Well, thank you for admitting where it is exactly in Texas. You might be there. You're really going to narrow down Plate King's hunt for your brand new docks there, champ. Then again, for all I know, they probably have Warhammer's brand new docks. And they're just waiting for the green light from Zoom or someone to go fuck with him again. Who knows?
You know, I'm going to make this is a public statement. I'm doing a public service, but Catholics in the South do not fight for Dixie. These Protestants in Dixie do not have your best interests at heart, okay? You would be better off fighting with Catholics in the North against globalism than you would with Southern Protestants for Dixie's independence or for Texas's independence.
Well, Joe Biden is a Catholic, and he's a part of the globalist system. So does that mean your Catholic allies in the North, does that mean they've been compromised, Warhammer? If Joe Biden, the current president of the United States, you know, him being a Catholic and, you know, he's also a part of the globalist machine there, so has the North been compromised, or do you just not care? Buddy? I would like to know an answer, if you can actually come up with one. That makes sense.
Do not do it. Okay. In 1840...
Can I just say I am absolutely loving Warhammer's 5G, very fast internet there. Isn't this the fastest fucking internet you have ever seen? So crisp, so clear. I can hear him just fine. I'm not getting fucking glitches. I'm not getting any audio trouble from him whatsoever. Oh, no. No, that fucking magnificent, superb 5G internet really is doing Warhammer streaming career wonders.
We fought a Hotico, and even though it was also wrong for Mexico to get Holy Catholic monarchy of Spain and the rightful regime of New Spain, it was equally wrong for Protestant Americans influenced by the Enlightenment and the Reformation to come down here to Texas and take this land from a Catholic country, Mexico.
Well, Manifest Destiny was going to happen whether you Catholics wanted to or not. was always bound to happen anyway. And the Mexicans didn't really care that what will become the founders of Texas. They didn't mind those guys just moving on to their land, so long as they paid taxes and followed the rules. They didn't really care whether they were Protestant or not. And so, by your logic, Protestants, such as myself, we should have been offended. We should have been up in arms. We should have, and should continue to, throw temper tantrums that Irish immigrants, Catholic Irish immigrants, sailed into New York Harbor, came into the East Coast of America at around that time, when places like New York and Boston and New Jersey and all those places, all those states, all those cities were Protestant. Were predominantly Protestant held areas of America. So should we Protestants continue to throw temper tantrums that Catholics had invaded our land? The same as how you, Mr. quote unquote fucking Catholic, are throwing a temper tantrum about Protestants coming into Texas. Should we do that, or should we shut the fuck up about things that happened almost 200 years ago? I don't know. I'm kind of confused. Should we continue to hold a 200-year-old grudge, or should we just shut the fuck up and move on with our lives? I don't know. It truly is mind-boggling on what we should do next.
That was a crime, and that was wrong to do that. Okay? In the 1840s, America was overwhelmingly a Protestant nation, and it fought at a...
And we still are, really. Okay, sure, granted, Catholicism has been on the rise there. There's certainly more Catholics in America than there was maybe, say, 100 to 150 years ago now, but America's still a Protestant country there, buddy, especially in the South. And it would pain you to admit it, but there's certainly more Protestants floating around in America than there are Catholics.
Aggressive war against a Roman Catholic nation, which was Mexico, and stole a tremendous amount of land from Mexico wrongfully, okay? And spread the...
America fought a war with Mexico. America won the war with Mexico. Mexicans signed a treaty making the land that was once Mexico ours. You can cry and claim it was wrong all you want, but we won that war fair and square, and so that territory rightfully belongs to us. And if you don't like it, well, good luck trying to convince your fellow Texans that they should just let Mexico take over their lands again. I'm sure your neighbors in your community and everyone in Texas is very much going to appreciate Mexico taking over fucking Texas yet again. I'm sure they're very much going to appreciate it. I'm sure it's not going to lead to a fucking war and a fucking genocide of Mexicans. I'm sure everything will work out for you and your Mexican hombres just fine.
Evils of Freemasonry, the evils of Calvinism, the evils of heretical Protestant dogmas.
Okay, what is evil about Calvinism? What is evil about Freemasonry? And what is evil about heretical Protestantism? Can you do a live stream where you openly explain what is so evil about heretical Protestantism, Freemasonry, and Calvinism? Can you do that? Or are you just pulling this shit out of your ass like normal? Personally, I'm going to go with the latter rather than the former, but I'm still very much interested in watching a live stream in which Warhammer openly proclaims why he thinks Calvinism is evil.
To the southwest, into Texas, into Colorado, Arizona, New Mexico, California, Wyoming, Idaho, Nebraska, etc. All those territories were claimed by Spain. The Pope, the Holy Roman Pope, his Holy Father, His Holiness, the Pope, awarded those lands to Spain in the Treaty of Tordesillas, or Tordesillas. These lands are part of Spain. They are rightfully, legitimately part of Spain, and they are legitimately Roman Catholic lands. And there is no way that you can change the opinion, okay? You are a creature. You are a product of God's creation. You cannot determine how God runs and operates the universe. Of course.
So, in Warhammer's Demented Mind, God told the Pope, hey bro, this little territory, okay, you see this map, okay, you see this territory that I'm circling around, that I'm pointing to my finger with, okay? You need to give that shit over to the Spanish. Okay, don't ask me why. Don't ask me why. Just trust me, my dude. Just fucking trust me on this. All of this shit is going to the Spanish. All of this shit is going to the fucking Spanish. Why? Because fuck it, why not? And then the fucking Pope tells the Spanish, I had a message from God. You guys get to take all of this shit. Okay, you can do whatever the fuck you want to it. I don't care. It's all yours. Go nuts, kids. And then the Spanish are like, well, we have this entire fucking area in this new world there. The Pope said it was fine. And the Pope, you know, he spoke to the big man upstairs. And the big man upstairs said it was fine. So I guess we get this shit now. Yeah, it makes perfect fucking sense now when you come to think about it. I mean, it's totally not like the fucking Spanish conquered the area that was formerly a part of Mexico, gave a bribe to the fucking Pope and said, hey, bro, this is our shit now. You give us the green light. You say it's okay, and we'll promise we'll keep it as Roman Catholic as humanly possible. The Pope said, okay, dude, go right ahead. And, well, yeah, you can figure out the rest.
Of course, Satan, the devil, would spread the influences of the Enlightenment and the Reformation into the Southwest for the sole purpose of destroying the kingdom of God on earth.
What?
Okay?
So, you mean to tell me that the devil himself, a man who tempted Jesus Christ in the desert during Jesus' 30 days and 30 nights pilgrimage to Jerusalem without drinking any food or water, you mean to tell me that that guy, the guy who convinced Adam and Eve to eat from the forbidden fruit of knowledge, you expect me to believe that that guy created a different branch of Christianity for the sole purpose of destroying the kingdom of God, even though this branch of Christianity still involves Jesus? And the only reason why they broke away from the Catholics is because, well, at the time, and let's be real here, even to this day, the Catholic Church was doing a whole lot of fucked up, stupid things. Okay, the Catholic Church was doing a whole lot of stupid and fucked up things back then. Even now, to this day, they are still continuing to do a bunch of stupid and fucked up things. Okay? I should know. I was born a Catholic. I was raised a Catholic. And recently, I decided to say fuck that shit and converted to Protestantism. And now, as of Easter Sunday, April 9th, 2023, also my birthday, I am now an official Protestant. But, yeah. That's Warhammer's reasoning for the Protestant Reformation, all those years. Because the devil wanted to, fuck around there.
So, I want no part of it. Do I think that the Southern States or Texas should leave the Union? Yes, I do. I think that Texas and the South would both be a lot better off leaving globalism.
You idiots tried to leave the Union once and you got your asses whipped. Do you honestly want to go for round 2? Do you honestly want to fuck around and find out again? Because I'm telling you right now, buddy, if you guys actually fucking secede from the Union yet again, oh, you're in for an ass pounding the second time around. And unlike the first time, we ain't gonna be nice to you fucktards. No, we're not gonna be nice to you guys second time around. But if you want to fuck around, Warhammer, you're more than happy to find out what's gonna happen. So go right ahead, champ. Secede from the fucking Union and see... Ugh. Excuse me. So yeah, Warhammer, fuck around and see what happens.
United Nations and the United States. However, I think that some land in Texas and the Southwest should be promptly given back to Mexico. I think it belongs to the Spanish nation, to the Spanish Empire.
The Spanish Empire no longer exists. The Spanish Empire was destroyed in 1898. No. I'm sorry. My mistake. The Spanish still held on to a few colonies after that. There. I'm just talking about in Northern America, for the most part. And parts of Asia. There. Yeah, I really don't know when the Spanish Empire really collapsed there, but it's definitely collapsed. But it definitely collapsed before me and Warhammer were even born. There. I don't think there's anyone even alive that even remembers the Spanish Empire still. I don't know. But the point is, yeah, that Spanish Empire no longer exists.
But some lands should definitely be given back to Spain. And if not, then back to Mexico. If it cannot be given back to Spain, then give it back to Mexico. I don't think that all of Texas...
Do you honestly expect me to fucking believe that America is just going to sit back and allow the Spanish to have some of its former territory that it lost nearly 200 years ago back? Do you honestly expect me to think Joe Biden is going to be perfectly fine allowing the Spanish to take back some of its old land? Hell, imagine for a minute Trump was still president right now. Do you think Trump would be perfectly okay allowing the Spanish to take back land that was lost to them almost 200 years ago? I don't think so.
Or all the Southwest should go back to Mexico, but the parts that are Hispanic definitely should go back to Mexico. Personally, I think it should go back to the Spanish Empire, but
the Spanish Empire no longer exists. It no longer exists. How can we give back territory to an entity that no longer exists? It's like giving Serbia back to the Austro-Hungarian Empire, even though the Austro-Hungarian Empire hasn't been a thing for almost 110 years. Okay? How can we give back something? How can we give back a nation like Serbia to the Austro-Hungarian Empire when the Austro-Hungarian Empire hasn't been an entity for over almost 110 years? How does that make sense?
It's better if it was in Mexico than in the United States, which is Protestant.
You know, Warhammer was once throwing a temper tantrum in my DMs saying how I'm perfectly fine, allowing Mexicans to just invade our borders and take over our land here. Now here's Warhammer all these months later openly saying, you know what? There's some fucking territory around here that I think we should give back to the Mexicans. So which is it, Warhammer? Do you hate the Mexican invaders invading your lands? Or Are you perfectly fine with Mexicans invading these lands? Because they once belonged to them. Which is it today, there, chap? It can't be both. It can't be both.
Okay, but yeah, I do not agree. Okay, I do not agree with Jay. There are Roman Catholics in the north that I would consider myself to be closer allies with.
Okay, Joe Biden is a Catholic and he's a part of the globalist system. Catholics in the north voted for Joe Biden in the 2020 election and will no doubt vote for Joe Biden in 2024. Do you still want to trust those Catholics there, buddy?
Than Southern Protestants and Southern Calvinists, or Jay Dyer or Southern Israelites. So I denounce Southern and Yankee chauvinism. I fully denounce Southern Calvinism, and I denounce Southern Protestantism. If you look at the number of Protestants in the United States, it appears that the Southern United States has the greatest majority of Protestants. It is the most Protestant.
Well, technically, the largest branch of Christianity in the South is baptism. But baptism is an offshoot of Protestantism.
Part of America. I'm against that. I think the entire South should be Roman Catholic. As soon as possible, I think that the entire southern states need to convert to Roman Catholic.
Well, in order for that to happen, we need to keep importing as many Mexicans and many people from South America as humanly possible. That's the only way the South is ever going to be majority Roman Catholic. That is the only way that is going to fucking happen. So, if you want to live in Warhammer's delusional fantasy of the South being controlled by Roman Catholics, we need to open up the borders and start letting as many South Americans in as humanly possible. Just so Warhammer can get what he wants.
Or just to any legitimate apostolic faith, apostolic holy Catholic faith. Texas must be brought into the holy, one true Catholic and Apostolic Church. Holy, one holy.
Well, again, in order for that to happen, Texas needs to import a whole lot of Mexicans and a whole lot of South Americans. Because Mexicans and South America is predominantly Catholic. The people of Mexico and the people of South America, all those nations in South America, are predominantly Catholic. So in order for Texas to become a majority Catholic state, we need to start importing as much Mexicans and South Americans as humanly possible. So, if you want Warhammer's fantasies to come true, we got to start importing a whole lot of brown people. I hope you're excited for that.
Catholic and Apostolic Church. The entire United States should as well. And in a Texas in the Southwest, I think it is a good thing that it is contributing to converting the United States to Roman Catholicism. I'm not against that. I do not oppose that in any way whatsoever. So, yeah.
Until the Catholics do something that makes Warhammer upset, then he's going to be against Catholicism and the Catholic takeover of America.
If Texas hypothetically was to break away and succeed, I would not fight for it.
Really?
Unless it converts to Roman Catholicism. If the South...
So you would not fight for Texas, the state you blame for not getting you a job at Buttery's Hardware Store in Llano, Texas, not giving you a disability check, not giving you a girlfriend, and not giving you a home so you can move away from mommy. If it were to secede from the Union right now, you would not fight for it unless the state you hate so much because it discriminated against you converted to Roman Catholicism. Okie dokie then.
were to hypothetically break away from the United States, I would not fight for those. I would not fight with the Protestants or with the Calvinists. I would only fight if it converted to Roman Catholicism.
Never going to happen.
So that's just my public statement, that I deride and renounce the Calvinism and Protestantism of the South. I deride and renounce the Southern Baptist.
You know, with all this Catholic talk that Warhammer's been going on about, I'm kind of curious if Warhammer has been somewhat considering joining up with America First. I mean, I think Warhammer will be a great fit-in for America First. He's mentally unhinged. He's pro-Catholic as fuck. No one takes him seriously. He's a closeted homosexual. I think Warhammer will be an absolute amazing fit for America First. I think Forge Gang and America First should definitely team up now.
Congregation. I renounce the Southern Methodist Church. Okay, we at the Forge renounce Protestantism, and we renounce the evil influences of the Reformation. That's it. Y'all have a good one.
Well, boys and girls, did you enjoy Warhammer's latest temper tantrum? I know I sure as shit did. And if you want to see more of Warhammer's little temper tantrums, stay tuned for this Saturday at 7 o'clock. It's 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time this Saturday, where myself and Queen of Spade are going to do a fucking live stream together, pointing and laughing at Warhammer's antics. So I hope you all are excited for that. I know I am. And anyway, I know I said I promised that I would get some videos done on Trump, Tucker Carlson, and Lawrence Southern. I should certainly hope to get them all out before Saturday. So, we got Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. We got 3 more days. There. Maybe I'll be up to the challenge. Maybe I'll get distracted and do something else. I don't know. If I can't get those videos out by Saturday, I'm sorry. There, but I'm going to try. I'm going to try to get those 3 videos out before Saturday. But until then, have a good rest of your day.